beautiful souls, welcome to the Scene of Tarot with me, Natasha. It's been a long time, so I think it's potentially about 2 months since I've uploaded a reading. Yeah, I feel like a lot of other spiritual people I've seen have been feeling just generally quite tired and low energy, and when I was feeling like that, I wasn't really in the right place to be doing especially general readings. I had a few clients, but for general readings it can be quite tiring because it's a lot of energies that I'm tapping into, so I have taken a little bit of a break. I'm probably not going to be back doing like 4 readings a week, especially like the next couple of weeks. My time is a bit hectic, but I've been called to do like this reading maybe like the past couple of weeks, and I kept going to do it, and like the timing just wasn't right. Like I didn't have enough time, or I was like tired. But today felt like the right day. It's the morning before I do a night shift, so I'm not going to be able to do anything for the next couple of days, because yeah, night shift is just, it is quite horrendous, not gonna lie. I'm not one of these people that can be up all night. I'm definitely a morning owl. No, morning lark. Night owl, yeah. So you can see that my brain's already a little bit gone, just the thought of it. So today's reading is like a message that you need to hear, and I've got some guidance from spirit as well. There's 3 piles. I've left this very open, so for some of you guys, you may be able to apply the message to maybe different aspects of your life. I'm going to try and keep it open in that regards. So we have pile 1 here with the amethyst heart. We have pile 2 in the middle with the green aventurine heart, and then we have pile 3 with the rose quartz heart. So see which one you are drawn to, and then you can pop down to the description box or the comment section where I'll have a timestamp for the pile that you are most drawn to. Of course, if you're drawn to more than one with this kind of reading, you can definitely, there may be messages in both piles. It may not resonate 100%, but maybe there's particular messages you need to hear in those piles. So I will see you guys in your reading. Hello pile 1, and for those of you that chose this amethyst heart, this is your reading. So I'm just gonna, let's try and move these crystals a little bit without it being too loud. And we'll get into it. So as I said, there's going to be a message, but also you know, some guidance from spirit as well, just to help out here. So for the initial message, we have, this is the 10 of Swords, very dramatic in the Mermaid Tarot. Then we have the 4 of Wands. We have the Knight of Cups. We have the 8 of Cups reversed. Page of Wands. Might put these underneath just to make it easier. Then we have the Ace of Wands. So for you guys, so I feel like initially some of you, this could be definitely applied for love. However, the main message that I was getting through with this 10 of Swords, the 10 of Swords here is very dramatic. You can see with the blood, and it looks like the person's like spirit is almost just like leaving the body. How I view this card for you guys is that you've clearly been through maybe a tough cycle when it comes to love. For a lot of you, I feel like this is almost more general, like life direction, career, like how it is that you want to live your life. Maybe you've been trying to fit yourself into a box, and you realize that no, that's not me, that's not what I want to do. Maybe you don't want to do something conventional. Maybe you have something that you want to take on, like a different role, a different job, whatever it is. And I feel like you've come to a point where you're kind of finished that cycle of, you know, trying to make things work that maybe weren't working. And you have the Four of Wands and then the Knight of Cups. So this is where sometimes, you know, the love aspect may come in. For some of you, this could be that you are going to get your happily ever after. There could be like a love offering coming in. I'm not going to go pursue that line too much, but for some of you, definitely could be true. And I feel like Spirit is wanting you to know that, you know, even if it feels a bit rubbish at the moment, even if you're going through tough times now, Spirit wants you to know that those tough times aren't going to carry on forever. Like, Four of Wands is such a happy card. Here it kind of pictures, I feel like this is like almost like a honeymoon scene, with the mermaid and the human here having like this picnic, you know, watching the water at night, very romantic. But it just represents kind of like bliss, happiness, getting what it is you wanted after all. And I feel like this is where you are heading, even if you can't see that right now. It is coming. So I feel like you are going to be getting, for some of you, it could be a love offer. So if this is somebody, if you are kind of you feel like you've been waiting for a soulmate, or waiting for someone that is that kind of a much better match for you, going to be your spouse, your partner for the rest of your life, I feel like, you know, maybe you're on that line that this is going to come in for you. For others, I see this Knight of Cups as opportunities, and yeah, definitely opportunities for something that's going to bring you happiness. You know, with that cup being full and the way he's kind of like looking into it, and it's like I just see it as like seeing the future, and I feel like this is seeing a much happier future. And then we have the Eight of Cups reversed. So it can be that, you know, I feel like you're going to be walking away from the things that aren't serving you. And sometimes, you know, when it's in the upright, it makes me think that you are kind of still sad about it. But I honestly think you're going to be walking away from these things, and you're not going to be that sad. I think you're going to realise that this is definitely for the best, and you're heading towards something that is much brighter, much happier. I actually don't feel like there is a whole load of regret with this. And with the other two cards, this Page of Wands and Ace of Wands, it just really feels like you're going to be getting back, you know. Page of Wands is somebody that, you know, has that really like youthful spirit that's all about adventure and exploration and finding out new things, and just having that kind of fire in your belly to keep pursuing things. And I feel like this is the kind of energy that you're going to be shifting into with this kind of ending. It's going to make you feel so much more passionate about your life just in general. I feel like if you feel like maybe you've been sleepwalking through life for a little while and you've not really had that passion, which I guess for a lot of people in these sorts of times, you know, life plans and life has felt like it has been on hold. This is going to change. I feel like you are getting that new start that you wanted with that Ace of Wands, and it's something you're going to be very passionate about. It's maybe for some of you it is creative, you know, for some of you, if this is love, maybe it is a very passionate relationship that you're going to be having. So let's have a look what other cards you have. So the advice from Spirit, so the 3 tarot cards I have is Page of Swords, Justice, and Page of Pentacles. So you've got 3 of the 4 pages. So I really feel like this is Spirit being like, you are going on, because the page is like the beginning of the kind of court cards. So you've got Page, Knight, Queen and King is how it kind of progresses. It just feels like you are at the beginning of an exciting start, especially with that Page of Pentacles. I love this Page of Pentacles card. It's probably my favourite of all the decks. It's just how excited he looks with his little pentacle, or she, maybe a she, it's hard to tell. But they look so excited. and you have the rainbow, and it's like this, and it's like almost like the start of great opportunities, good things to come. So I feel like Spirit is saying the advice here is you know, you are going to feel, maybe at times along this path, you are going to feel like maybe a bit inexperienced. Maybe you're going to feel like you don't know maybe quite what you're doing. But this is a great opportunity to learn. Yes, you are at the beginning, but you are going to you already have life experiences, you already have knowledge, etc. And that's kind of like your pentacle here. That's all your past experiences that you will be able to learn from and build upon. And with Justice here, I feel like it is saying that you are going to be getting what it is you deserve. If you feel like you've been working hard in the past and nothing's really coming to fruition, I feel like it is going to change here. Like, you are going to be getting the effort that you have put in, you're going to be getting back. Some other advice from Spirit. So you have Thinker here. It makes me think of not overthinking things, because, you know, when you have these new opportunities, it is easy to slip back into something that you already know, something that you feel like you're not going to fail at, even though it maybe doesn't make you happy, doesn't kind of set alight that passion that we're seeing with the Page of Wands and Ace of Wands. We can sometimes overthink and talk ourselves out of things. So I feel like Spirit is saying take a step back, and don't allow yourself to overthink too much. There's obviously a good amount of thinking, but definitely not overthink. We have Community here. So Spirit is saying you can rely on your community. You don't have to do this all by yourself. For some of you, it could be a sign that, you know, it should be whatever it is you want to be is more based in the community. It's giving back to the community. Maybe that is your passion. But you will have people that will support your decisions. Then we have 3 of these cards, which is Whispers of the Ocean. So we have Distinctive Potential 23. Rely on your faith and the knowledge that nothing is impossible. Use your determination to hang in there until you realise a goal. So definitely speaks of, you know, rely on the faith and knowledge that nothing is impossible, which is so true. And I feel like maybe at the beginning things feel like impossible, especially if you are an overthinker. You just think about all the things that could possibly go wrong, but you totally have the potential to reach your goals. You just need the determination to keep going, keep plugging away. You have 45 leaping through the air. A plan you have made is on track. If you are waiting for something, get to work and stop putting off ideas or projects you're considering. So true. So if you have, I feel like you are getting to that stage where you're ready to go for it. And Spirit is saying that just do it. Just take that leap of faith. Stop overthinking. Stop holding yourself back. You're kind of just delaying your own happiness right now. So take that leap of faith. Then you got every step counts. 10. There's an advantage in taking things slowly. Breathe deeply and fully as you consider your options. So for here, I feel like there is a balance. You need to take that first step. You need to take that leap of faith to start working. But remember, this is where the thinking does come in. So as I said, there's a difference between overthinking and just, you know, having plans. Do things with thought. Obviously have a plan, you know, consider the options, and, you know, plan for it. But don't go to the point of overthinking where you basically put a stop on that, and you feel like you can't go forward. So that's your reading, guys. If it resonated with you, please do comment down below. I'd love to hear from you. Thank you so much for watching, and hopefully I'll see you in another reading. See you later. Hello my lovely pile 2s. If you chose this green adventuring heart, this is your reading. So let's get started. This is what a message for you, and we'll get some advice from Spirit as well. So let's get started. Oh, so I remember pulling these cards now. So for your cards, we have the Emperor, we have the Lovers, we have the Eight of Wands, we have the King of Wands, we have the Page of Swords, and then Seven of Pentacles and the Devil. So you have quite a few. So you have some court cards, we have a few major arcana here, and so your message from Spirit today, with the cards that are here, I feel like maybe you guys are quite torn at the moment between, there's almost like the Eight of Wands and the King of Wands. It makes me feel like you have this need to like drive forward and do things and kind of just like get going. But with this Eight of Wands, unlike other Eight of Wands, it feels like it's almost like in an ordered way. I feel like the Eight of Wands in this Modern Witch Tarot is almost like a bit chaotic because of the tornado, the way they're not like aligned. So in others it looks like almost they've been shot through from a bow and arrow or something. These are just like flung into the air. So it feels like action, but it feels like kind of chaotic, not really thought through kind of action. And then you have almost like on the other side, we have the Page of Swords here. Although sword energy is very quick, I feel like the Page of Swords is, you know, he has his books all on the ground there. It's somebody that is somebody that's thinking, someone that's learning. They're not kind of like rushing forward, is the sense I get. Unlike the Knight of Swords, who's kind of like running away often, I see the Page of Swords as somebody that is, you know, is learning, but they're not going to be rushing. And we have the Seven of Pentacles here, which is, you know, a card all about planting your seeds, waiting for them to grow, having that kind of patience, tending to them, taking your time. Obviously it's that earth energy, very takes a bit longer. So with that in mind, I feel like maybe you are very torn at the moment between what it is you do. Do you wait? Do you just take things slowly? Or there's part of you that just wants to be like, screw it, let's just jump in both feet. And interestingly, you have the Lovers here, which makes, rather than thinking of it in the sense of lovers, I see this as almost like the duality of the situation. You have Nick wanting to go fast, but then wanting to kind of take your time and be patient. But it's like it's all about striking a balance, and how two things can come together to be quite beautiful, like how the little cat makes little hearts with its tails. It is about balancing these two. The Lovers is a card of Gemini, which is obviously the twins, and it definitely has that sense of duality here. So I feel like your message from Spirit is that you can very much, like, you can, in this situation, you need to become the Emperor. You are the Emperor of your own life. You need to kind of stop giving your power away. Maybe, I don't know if you're giving it away to other people, or maybe to the situation. Maybe you're being like, oh, there's nothing I can do, you know, maybe I can only sit here and wait. Maybe you're somebody that is on, I feel like some of you may be on more like team wait, and some of you may be on team chaotic action. So whatever side you're on, like, maybe if it is chaotic action, you're not thinking, things aren't working because you're not kind of thinking them through. Maybe you're just doing. rather than actually having a plan, and you're like, oh, nothing's working, like I'm doing all this stuff but nothing works. Or it could be like, as I said, the opposite. You're like, oh, nothing, nothing's happening for me, but you're not actually doing anything. You're kind of just sat there patiently waiting. But it needs a balance. You need to take, that kind of like inspired action. You need to have like a plan. Kind of the Emperor down here has his plan. So I feel like that's what you need. That's what you need in your life. And then you have the Devil here, and it's all about, kind of like fighting temptation, and maybe like fighting your own maybe limiting beliefs as well. Temptation maybe to blame things on the situation, on other people, whatever, or just maybe wanting to just not do anything, because that's like the tempting way. So it feels like that way it's not really your fault, or you feel like, if you've not done anything, it's I'm just trying to think how to word that. Basically, I feel like the temptation is, to have a reason for why things don't work. And I feel like Spirit is saying that with that Emperor, it's like you're not caught. You are in control of your own actions. So don't give your power to other people. It's kind of like an illusion. You can get out of this situation if you want with the temptation. You just need to take time to, I feel like, plan everything through. Find balance in yourself. Your other cards that you have. So we have, the advice from Spirit, we've got 7 of Wands, 5 of Pentacles, and then the 3 of Pentacles was reversed. So with these cards, I feel like maybe there's times that you really feel like you're just, you're in a corner and everything's kind of like being thrown at you, or you feel like maybe people are kind of like pushing you to make a decision, pushing you to do something, and you just don't feel ready, and you just feel like backed into this corner. And I feel like that's Spirit's like, this isn't really the case. It may be you may feel like that, but it's not entirely true. Like, you can get yourself out of this anytime you want. With the 5 of Pentacles and 3 of Pentacles, it makes me think of, maybe you are feeling quite alone in this. You don't know where to turn to for help. But then sometimes you have to ask yourself, are you kind of just, sorry if anyone's feeling particularly called out. Obviously, if you're not resonating with that, then it's probably not you. But sometimes people will need to hear it, and he'll be like, actually, no, that's me, that's what I'm doing. With the house here and the lights on, it's like there are people to help you, but you're kind of being like, nope, I'm going to keep going by myself and just entirely ignore this help. And so you are kind of just doing it by yourself, and it feels like you're kind of just, I feel like you want to do it because you want to prove that you can do it by yourself, but Spirit is saying that you don't have to. Spirit is saying that you can ask people for help, and that is okay to need people for help. And then the other cards that we have. So we have Fork in the Road, so 13. So this is like almost like, am I going to carry on with whatever approach you're taking? So whether it is you're just waiting, or if you are just being a bit chaotic and just trying to do everything at once, but it's just not coming off. It's like you're getting to this point maybe in whatever it is that this kind of resonates with in your life, whether it's your career or just generally in life, finding love, whatever resonates with you. you're getting to this point where it's like, I need to sort of go down, I need to go down this road of balance, because it gets to a point where maybe the opportunity will be missed if you don't choose the correct way. If you carry on with how you're going at the moment, then maybe an opportunity will be missed. And it's like, once it diverges, kind of like early in the fork, you could almost like cross over. But if it's going in two different directions, then obviously it's going to get to a point of like no return, where you can't really go back to the other one. And then we have Loyal Heart. So with this Loyal Heart, I feel like there is a need to I feel like you need to get in touch with what it is you kind of truly want, and maybe understand what are the kind of blocks that you're maybe putting in your way, or understand why you want something. Because sometimes we want something without really understanding, and when we understand, it can kind of like increase our drive even more. So I feel like maybe you need to have like an honest, frank conversation with yourself, understanding what it is you want and desire. And then you have these two cards. So amble with contentment. So waiting rather than acting is going to be the most advantageous now. And then you have this, which is almost like the opposite. And so I feel like there is a need for you guys to strike this balance. So persistent drive. So see what you desire and move towards that goal. It is time to zero in on your purpose. Use your intuition and instincts to guide you for optimal outcome. So things that I'm drawn to here is zero in on your purpose. As I was saying with that Loyal Heart, kind of having a think about what it is you want and why you want it. And so you can kind of know what your actual purpose is. And then, so also use your intuition and instincts to guide you for the optimal outcome. So, as I said, this isn't just doing chaotic action, and it's not just being still and not making a move. There's a need for you to use your intuition, go for inspired action, as they call it, and then amble with contentment. So it does say waiting rather than acting. For some of you, if you are like this and you want to keep, and you're always like on the go, it's okay to just move slowly, to wait at times. You don't have to be constantly moving all the time. Life won't pass you by if you just pause and take a moment and just kind of reassess, reevaluate, and sort of plan accordingly. It's okay to do that. I feel like that's for my people out there that are just on the go all the time, but maybe feel like they're not moving towards their goals. So yes, so thanks so much for this, for being here for this reading. If it resonated with you, do let me know. I love to hear from you guys, and hopefully I'll be back with some more readings. Maybe not next week because I'm on nights and I'm going away for a weekend, but I'm hoping that after that week I'm going to start getting back into this and providing you guys with some more readings. So see you later. Bye bye. Hello pile 3 and those that chose the rose quartz heart. So this is going to be your reading. So let's just get started. So obviously this is a message that you need to hear right now. I've got some advice from Spirit. Let's get into this. So we have the King of Pentacles reversed. Then we have Judgment. And then we have the World. Weird feelings come out one after each other. But there we go. And then we have the Knight of Pentacles. I'm going to put that one there, sorry. King of Swords. And then the Emperor. So a lot of very strong energy there. And I really wanted to clarify this King of Pentacles because I gotta admit, at first when I drew these cards I was a little bit confused what Spirit's trying to say to me. And we've got Ace of Swords and Five of Swords. So, I feel like for this reading, guys, obviously I feel like for maybe quite a lot of you it's not going to resonate. Because I feel like it's quite specific. Sometimes I do get very specific readings, and this is the case today. So I feel like this King of Pentacles, even though obviously it's kind of like masculine energy, I feel like this could represent anyone in your life that's kind of meant to be with Pentacles. I feel like because it has that like homely energy, it could be somebody that's, you know, meant to care for you, but the King of Pentacles is somebody that, you know, has that mastery and can teach people. So it could be obviously a parent, could be a grandparent, could be an actual teacher. But then when the King of Pentacles is reversed like this, generally you have the side that's, you know, not so nice is generally what I get when it's reversed. So this could be somebody that cares more just about the material things, about money. They don't really care about, you know, your feelings, about teaching you things. Always makes me think of somebody that may want to kind of like withhold information because it's like they want to be the top person. They don't want you learning things so you may like unseat them eventually. And I feel like maybe with this person you're kind of getting, maybe as well there's been some maybe some harsh words. This can be miscommunication, but I feel like this person is probably quite harsh and says things that, you know, maybe goes too far that they don't need to say. And I feel like you are getting clarity about this person, you know, about kind of like what they are. Maybe they can be quite narcissistic, maybe they're just they do have aspects of that to them, and I feel like you're actually starting to see that a lot more. And that kind of is that judgment, that is the awakening to this person. So if you've obviously got nobody in your life that's like this is why I said it's very specific. Maybe if you're drawn to another pile, then choose that. Or I do have other message readings, and there's loads on YouTube as well, so you could there's loads of others to go watch. But I feel like you are kind of awakening to this person and what kind of person they are. Maybe for a long time they didn't really show it, but you're starting to get to that point where you're like, no, like I'm not going to deal with this. And I feel like with the world here, it's important. Spirit is saying that it's fine to kind of close the cycle here. You can kind of cut this person. Like if it is somebody that you can cut off and you don't really want to deal with anymore, it is okay to cut this person off. You know, the world, even though it's a card of celebration, it is a card of ending as well. It's the last of the major arcana. You have the kind of reef there, and with the infinity symbols it's like a loop. And I feel like if you go through this awakening and then this time you don't cut them off, you'll be going through this cycle again. And I feel like Spirit is saying that you've kind of like, because you have the King of Pentacles here and then you have this Knight of Pentacles. I feel like the Knight of Pentacles represents you. Spirit is saying that you've almost like learned what you could from this person. You have your you are this Knight of Pentacles now. You've kind of progressed from a page. You kind of like don't need them anymore. You can kind of take this pentacle and run with it now. Like it's yours to decide what to do with it, how to grow it, and all that kind of stuff. Like whatever you want to do with it, then you should do that. because I feel like Spirit, with this like very, at the end here we have this very like strong energy. You have the King of Swords, who I feel like people just don't mess with, because obviously look at him, he's got a big old sword, or got a big old sword in his hand. So, you know, people don't mess with the King of Swords. I feel like Spirit is saying you have the intelligence, you are more than capable of like doing this by yourself now. You're not required to keep this person in your life. And especially with the Emperor there as well, I feel like you're becoming the Emperor. You don't need other people. That's like, obviously everyone needs other people in the sense of like interaction, but you don't. It's not necessary for this person to be in your life anymore. You are taking control, and you're kind of like moving on to that next stage. I see that with the Knight of Pentacles. It's like going from a knight to like a king and then an emperor. Like, you are progressing now. You don't need this person to do this yourself. And then with your other cards, so for kind of like advice cards, we have Temperance. So I feel like Spirit is saying that maybe this person, with their kind of like harsh words, may have done some kind of emotional damage. Obviously we try and not take other people's words into consideration, but sometimes they do get through our kind of guard and our own armor to kind of like penetrate, and it can do damage. But I feel like this is time for you to heal from anything that this person has said, and maybe how they've made you feel. Also, what's quite fit, if it does end on bad terms with this person, forgiveness is very healing. You don't ever have to tell that person you forgive them. However, just for you, for your sake, forgiveness is very healing. Then we have then the Six of Wands and the Six of Swords. So 2 sixes. And with the Six of Swords and Six of Wands, it feels like there is going to be success in the future with the Six of Wands, and that you are moving on to something else, something calmer, something much happier. I feel like maybe this anxiety is something that you are currently facing, and I feel like that's something you're going to be progressing on from. You will get through that phase of anxiety. Like, it's not always going to be like this. If this person's kind of made you feel like that Nine of Swords, like you wake up in the middle of the night, maybe stuff that they've said has hurt you, you are going to find success. You are going to move on from this. And I can see that kind of here with serendipity. So I see this with the four leaf clover as, you know, good things are going to start happening, good luck is coming your way. And it's like, it says in the booklet about, I think it's like timings being allied with opportunities. Like, things are going to be, it feels like things will be aligning for you in the future. And at the moment it may feel very like unfinished with this person in your life, but I feel like with the healing, with kind of forgiving them, for some of you, you may actually, you know, for some of you maybe there will be actual forgiveness of this person and reconciliation of a relationship, whatever your relationship is, whether it is family or just like a mentor, anything like that. But it doesn't necessarily have to be that you say to that person that you forgive them and that you have a relationship again. It could be that this unfinished sympathy is just is kind of finishing it in the sense of, you know, forgiveness. And we have here breakthrough to new dimensions for this beautiful humpback whale. A new endeavour is on the horizon. Innovative energy wants to burst forth into your consciousness. So, as I said, with this kind of like success and moving forward, I feel like when you maybe break free of this kind of whoever's energy that is when you're going to kind of maybe less energy is going to be about like worrying and putting energy into that relationship and worrying about that person, and more energy like back into you and maybe innovation. So as I said, with the, it feels like things will be aligning for you and opportunities coming your way. Definitely sense that with this card. And then we've got polite decoration. I'm so terrible at talking. Declaration. You can move in whatever direction you need to accomplish your goals. It's time for you to get out there, claim what is yours, and stay in your power. And I was saying, this is all about finding your power and becoming, you know, that strong individual. And realising that, you know, you can move in whatever direction you want. Your life is your own. You don't need to rely on someone else. I feel like you've got your pentacle, and now you can decide what to do with it. You can decide whatever direction you want to go into. You don't need to rely on anyone else now. So that's your reading, guys. Hopefully it resonated. Do let me know down in the comments below how it resonates, and hopefully I'll see you in another reading in the near future. See you later, guys.